Hi, welcome to another video on Excel. And today we're going to be looking at how do we create dependent drop downs and the easiest way. Let me show you what we are trying to achieve. So let's assume that we have different departments here like the HR, IT, marketing, sales. So when I choose department here, I want to get only the teams here. So under marketing, we need to get only digital and public relations. So if I click on that, you can see I get only those two departments. Let me also show you if I pick sales, I'm going to get only the departments from or the teams from the sales. And when I pick this, then I want to get only the list of employees who are working in that particular department. If you see here, so under sales, we have international. So with international, under international, we have Tanvi and we have Akash Patel. So these are the employees. So this is what we are trying to achieve. Let me show you how do we do this. There's a link to this file in the description. So I would request you to go ahead and download that so that you can practice along. And I've kind of split this into two. So first we are going to be looking at how do we get the team or the departments. First we are going to get the department and then the team, and then we are going to look at how do we get the employees here. So that's why I've split it into two different steps. However, like you've seen here, it is possible to achieve it in under one file. So the first one is we're going to get the list of departments, and this is fairly easy. This is a straightforward straightforward data validation that we do. However, I'm going to just show you another trick here. So the first, let me show you the basic way, which is if I want to get a list of the drop downs for department here, I'm going to go to data validation, which is under data tab. Okay, and I'm going to use the shortcut which is alt a v v, and this opens my data validation window. Okay, so this is one way if you are not aware what is it that you want. So basically I want a list here. So what will I do? If you see here, you have the search bar option here, and the shortcut key is alt q. So if I press that, it takes me there. I can say I want to create a list. So I can search for a list, and you can see that pops up here. So this is one way. Another way is you can also right click here, and what is it that you want to do? So I want to create a list. So this is something that I can do. And then here, what do we want? We want to give them a list. So I go here, select list, and where is my source? My source is from here, right? So I select this entire. So this is one of the ways that we achieve it, and you can see we already get this. And how do we remove this? So we can go to alt data validation again. So that's data validation. Okay, under this I'm going to say clear all. And now I'm going to show you another method, which is by giving name. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this entire range of cells, and I'm going to give it a name, and a preferable name will for this will be DEPT department. So I've given this a name. Now let me go back and create my list here. Alt A V V. It opens up my data validation. And here, what do we want? We want to allow. And earlier you selected the source. Now I'm going to put equal to what is the name that we had given for this range department. So I'm going to just type in DPT, and you can see I get that. And I can quickly drag this down, and that's done. So this is the first bit or the first part. And now when we select the departments here, I want to get a list of teams here. Okay, it's working here. I'm going to delete it and show you how do we do this. Okay, I'm going to go to data validation again, clear all done. And now you can see we don't have anything here. And the formula that we are going to use to achieve this is earlier, no, before the XLOOKUP, the formula that we were using is the indirect formula. And here I'm going to show you the passive, which is XLOOKUP. So it's equal to XLOOKUP. First, I'm going to show this here. Then we are going to put this inside our data validation. We have XLOOKUP. What is our lookup value? That is this, comma. Where should it look for this information? So this information is available here. Done. When it finds this, and you can see again, we have given it a name, so I can just call it as DPT department, comma. When it finds this, what is it that you wanted to return? You wanted to return all the different teams. So I select this entire range. Done. And now you can see when I choose marketing, okay, if I choose HR, you can see the different department that is coming. Okay. So now this is the formula that we need. So we know the formula here. I'm going to delete this and now apply the data validation and put this formula here. So I click on data validation. What do I want? I want a list again. And here, so is equal to x lookup. That's my formula. What is my lookup? This one. And if you see here, it is making it an absolute reference. We don't want that because when we drag it down, we want it to work. So we're going to remove those, or I can type it manually, A5. The second one is lookup. So this information, where is that available? That's available in here. Okay. So the lookup array, comma. When it finds this, what is it that you want to return? I want it to return all of these. Close bracket, hit OK, and you're done. Now you can see I have the list of departments here. So let's just check this. Let me change that to HR. Under HR, what do we have? Recruitment training. Yeah, don't worry about this. We are going to also show you how do we put a red mark or a strike mark there as well. Okay. So now once this is done, I want to now get. So when I choose the team, I want to get a list of employees here. Let's see how do we do that. Now I'm going to move to step 2, and under step 2, so if you see here, what I've done is I have the team and the employee. So each of these different departments, I have them here. So all of these departments, I have them stacked up here. And against that, I have each. So under recruitment, we have the different employees. So if you have more employees, you can keep going here. Employee 2, employee 3, like that. You can keep going and you can add those names here. So when I choose marketing and then the digital, and then I want to get the employees. Okay. Let me apply my data validation once again here. So I want to get a list department. So is it coming now? Yes. And it's working. IT, under IT, what are the different departments that we have? We have development, support, network. And now we want to get the list of employees here. So let's look first. Let me show you the XLOOKUP formula here. So again, XLOOKUP. What is my lookup value? This is here, comma. Now this information is available in which array? It is available here. Okay, and when it finds this, what do you want it to return? You want it to return these. Okay, and you can see for support, and if I choose development, it gives me the employees here. For development, under development, these are the employees that we have. And if I choose network, you can see who is this, Divya Sharma and Rohit Patel. Under network, Divya Sharma and Rohit Patel. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put the same inside the VLOOKUP inside our data validation, because we want a drop down. So I click on data validation, choose my list, and my source is again X lookup. This value ensure that it's not dollar, because we want it to change. So this information is available where? It's available in these. Okay, comma. When it finds that, you wanted to return these. Okay, and if you have more data, then you need to select all of them, right? And click OK, and we are done. So if I choose support, I'm going to get only employees from the support team. Okay, and if I choose HR, or let's do this from here. So if I choose HR, so under HR I have recruitment and training. So if I choose training, then I'm going to get a list of employees who are under training, which is in this case Neha Singh and Arjun Gupta, and that is what we have here. So this is how we achieve it. So now, like I mentioned earlier, now let's assume this changes to IT. This does not change. So immediately we want now we want a prompt to come here, or we want some indication that this is not no, this is not part of the IT department. Let me show you how do we do that as well. Like we mentioned earlier, we want to see, or we want to validate that moment they change this. For example, here, if I click marketing, if we don't change this, ideally it is an error. So we want to give them a visual indication or some format or some error that this is, you need to change this. So under marketing, now if I go here, you can see that it changes here. If I click here again, sales, you will see there is no highlight. So there are possibility that we might miss it. So we will see how do we kind of do this with conditional formatting, XLOOKUP, and the COUNTIFS form. Okay. So the first step is, again, we'll first put it here, and then we will put this in the conditional formatting. So I'm going to do an XLOOKUP. I want to find out if this, okay, I want to basically get all the departments or all the teams here. So this is available here. And when it finds this, what is it that we want to return? So basically now it is going to give me sales. And if I change this to HR, so it is going to give me all the departments here. Or if I change it to IT, then it is going to give me all the departments here. So if you see, if we have development, support, and networking, that's under IT. Now we want to check if this matches this. So we want to check if this matches with this. So we are going to use a COUNTIFs formula to check, and COUNTIFs is going to give me the count that this is existing. So ideally, I'm going to either get a 0 or a 1. I'm going to do COUNTIFs. This is my range, so it is going to look for this information here. This is my range, okay, comma, and what is my criteria? So if it matches this, ideally now if you see, it is going to give me a 0 because this information is not available here. And moment I change this to support, you can see it changes 1 because I'm going to get the count 1. Counters is going to return me 1. So this is the formula that we need. So I'm going to copy this formula so that I don't have to write it inside my conditional formatting again. And where do I want the conditional formatting to be applied? On this particular cell. So go here, go to conditional formatting, and I'm going to say new rule, and I'm going to use a formula to determine. And then I'm going to paste that formula that we had. Let me do this equal to, and then paste this. And then what is the format that I need? I want it to maybe highlight red, and the font color I want it to be strike through. So this is done. So if you click here, now you can see if we change this to development, I didn't, and if you see, notice a mistake. What I did is I didn't change that to equal to 0 because we want to, the formatting should be applied only when it is equal to 0. So I'm going to go back here and click on manage rules, and I'm going to edit this, and I'm going to say equal to 0. Done. Apply and OK. And now you can see, and moment I change this now to something that's not there, I'm going to get, so it kind of gives me an indication that this is not there or I need to do something here. And moment I change that, ring, it's not there. So if I change this, and I'm done. So this is how we can achieve this. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please share it with somebody who wants to learn Excel, and of course tune in or subscribe to my channel for more such videos. And if you do have any other questions, feel free to comment them and I'll be more than happy to answer them.